Paula Nelson, head teacher at Whitton Gilbert Primary School.
Okay. And why did you want to do OPAL in the first place for your school?
Basically to improve playtimes and lunch times, and to extend that good early years practice beyond reception, and that children don't just stop playing when they're 5, and to extend that for the whole school, and to make use of the great grounds that we've got here.
And has it done what you wanted it to do?
And more, probably. It's just totally enriched the playtimes, lunch times that we have. It's developed children's social skills. It's a pleasure to walk around our grounds at lunchtime. There's not that sort of feeling of being really tense when you go outside, which you used to have when you were sort of, walking to the playground. The children naturally spread themselves out into all areas. So we're not just focused, with sort of 50 children or 100 children in one area. They're naturally spread out, so it doesn't feel fraught. It feels, there's just a much nicer feel at playtimes and lunchtimes.
And so at this school we've had a particular journey around risk.
Yes.
So tell me a bit about that and how your children have come through that and manage risk now.
Yes, the sort of the risk management has been a learning journey for all of us. We do now talk about risk with the children in a way that we never did before. I don't think we even really had those discussions before. It was very much, no, you can't do that, or, yes, you can sometimes. But now it's very much that conversation with the children about risk and what they can do safely. And if they're playing with if they're involved in an activity that we think actually that's not safe, clearly if it's very unsafe, it's a no. But what we will say to them is, that's not safe, how can we make it safe? If you want to do that activity, how can you make it safer?
What sort of
so for example,
things would you give them now that you wouldn't have dreamt of before?
Even down to the crates. The crates, the sticks, they used to be told, put the sticks down, don't pick those sticks up, sticks are dangerous. They're part of the environment. Of course, children play with sticks now. We just tell them, we talk about sort of, how they use them. Reception children tend to have the storybook, The Stick Man, to help them with sort of stick play, because they're in that sort of woodland area. There are lots of different resources that we have outside that in the past it would have just been a no. Even building the tyres up.
And you give the children some tools?
Yes, they have the mallets, which they love. They have the rakes and the spades. If you go up to any of the children, we had a governor have a walk around during OPAL, who went over to the area where they had the mallets and they were hammering, and she said something to them, can't remember, and straight away they were into, well, this is how, do you want to know how you use them? We don't put them above our heads, we do this and we do this and we do this. So the children are sort of the advocate for it, really, because they do know how to use them safely.
Yeah.
We haven't had any incidents with them, and they've been, it's been well over a year where they've been using those sorts of resources, so there haven't been any injuries for them.
You told me a story earlier about a statement to child and how the parent thought that the play was the thing that
that moved to this school. Speech and language was an issue for the child, and the child doesn't have a statement anymore. Speech and language has improved massively, and the particular parent felt that it was down to the quality of play that the child had during playtimes that he didn't have in the previous school. So it's that involvement in the digging area, the hammer and the mallet area, the mud area, creating gardens, creating all kinds of imaginative play with a group of children and developing those speech and language skills.
Yeah, and you've had parents choose your school because of the quality of the play.
That have come here, yes, and had a look around and been really impressed with the quality of play, or the resources, and they don't always see the children playing when they come. but they do get a good, a sense of our ethos.
Yeah.
And often it's, oh, they absolutely love that area, or, and they're quite inspired by the nature of the play. And again, like I'd said, we do always tell them that they'll get dirty as well, so they need to expect their child to get dirty at times, but that's what uniform's for.
I think the other area that I'm interested in is just levels of physical activity, especially maybe children that traditionally aren't, not sporty boys, in other words. What do you observe about, say, girls and non-sporty children and the kind of movement of physical activity?
I think it's less gender defined in terms of the activities that go on outside now. So we talked earlier that, we see more girls playing football, for example. It's more mixed. It's less of that sort of, you've got to be the footballer to be able to play in this area. There's lots more opportunities for the children. They do play chasing games. They go in and out of the pathways and the willow and things like that with their sticks, and so they are getting lots of active play. Like I say, they'll climb the trees. It's not really gender. Like I say, it's not particularly gender specific.
Lots of moving stuff.
Lots of, yeah.
It's like they move stuff around a lot, don't they? Tyres and tables.
Yes. Yes, so they've got, they've, I just saw one of the boys out there. He was moving the den to another space because that space was already taken. So he was trying to carry 3 crates and then had to realise that actually 3 crates might be a bit much. Let's try 2. So they're like, like little ants really, backwards and forwards with all of the different things that they need for their dens. So, yeah.